Startup Podcast PH is co-produced by Sprout Solutions, Aperon, Tuala, Symph, Secuna, Red Circle Global, Maroon Studios, and Aim High. Check out our partners in the description. Welcome sa Start Right Podcast series ng Startup Podcast PH, where we talk with incubators, accelerators, and enablers that will help you start right with your startup. We have Adventures Innovation Center, Technology Business Incubator, and Innovation Hub of Ateneo de Davao University here in Davao City. And we have its director, Doc Rogel Sese. Hello, sir.
Hi, hello.
Kamusta,
Jenny?
sir?
Hello.
Kamusta?
Thank you for having us here sa Startup
Yes,
Podcast
sir. And
PH.
thank you din sa pag-accommodate ng Startup Podcast dito sa inyong napakagandang office na actually part ng Ateneo.
Yes.
ADU, Ateneo de Davao.
Yes.
Yun, sir.
So,
So, medyo bago-bago, I think, si Adventures. Kailan nga ba, sir, nag-start?
okay. So, ang Adventures Innovation Center, officially, we started last September 2024. So, because this is one of the TBIs funded by the DOST, Philippine Council for Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technology Research and Development. So,
PSURD.
DOST PSURD, yes. Haba ng name. So, yun. So, but prior to that, meron naman din mga ginagawa si Ateneo de Davao when it comes to having a techno hub, a TBI. Pero it was only last year when we received the funding from DOST PSURD that it was formalized as an innovation center of the Ateneo de Davao University.
And speaking about that, sir, sige, I'll let you dive deeper on that, sir. So, ano nga ba si Adventures Innovation Center? Kumbaga, kasi it has two functions, I think, yung parang
Yes.
TBI and yung Innovation Hub.
Yes.
So, go, sir.
So, yun nga, no, as of course, being one of the HIRIT centers funded by DOST, one of our main function is actually on technology business incubation. That means we have to incubate startups primarily here in Davao City. So it means na hindi lang from Ateneo de Davao University dapat ang startups namin. So mas open kami to any startup within Ateneo within the Davao City,
Davao
even
City.
within
Davao
the
region.
Philippines.
Within the
Yeah.
Philippines.
Yes, so kasi we have a very unique banner program dito sa Adventures Innovation Center kasi we're only center in the country that is incubating or at least ang primary focus is aerospace technology and robotics application. So it's very niche and very rare yung ganong center, and we know that the applications can come from anywhere. So pwedeng nasa Mindanao, pwedeng nasa Luzon, pwedeng so that's why we're very much open to that.
But sir, are they required to like base here in Davao when they're being incubated?
Not necessarily. So ang naman namin is we cater sometimes we work with other TBIs then na may nire-refer sa amin kasi we have the expertise here in Ateneo de Davao University because we have the aerospace engineering program and the robotics engineering program.
Nakita ko nga, sir, sa ating harap may banner tayo ng
Yes,
Ateneo de Davao University Aerospace Engineering.
Yes, so
The
we're
first
the premier aerospace engineering program in the country. So that's why it's a very niche and very unique banner program. But of course, hindi lang naman yun yung areas na focus namin. So when we conceptualized Adventures Innovation Center way back 2022, 2023, we look at the different strength of the university. So isa lang kumbaga ang aerospace and robotics dyan. We also have data science and software development. We have renewable energy since Ateneo de Davao hosts the Mindanao's Renewable Energy Center. And we also have agribusiness and green technology. So we have we cover different areas, not just aerospace and robotics. So because of this, the other role, which is aligned with the other role of Adventures Innovation Center, that we have to foster interdisciplinary cooperation and collaboration. So we have to cut across disciplines na, let's say, coming from engineering, coming from the sciences, working with people in business, in governance, in medical sciences. Kasi ang napansin namin before is, yes, individually, each of the units are strong in that area. But we can even strengthen that further if we have interdisciplinary collaboration. Yun yung challenge and goal talaga for. Okay, that's why it's not just the TBI but also an innovation center.
I see. That makes a lot of sense, sir. Kasi I think actually startups they encompass both entrepreneurship, yung parang yung business side, the business model, as well as innovation, like bringing something new here.
Side,
yes, sir. Para kumbaga introduction of technology and making it commercial or making it kumbaga practical for
Yes,
consumption
Oo.
by everyone. And I actually also hear a lot of that na parang maganda talaga na startup teams or innovation teams have both sides. Mayroong engineering side, maybe may aerospace side, may data side, science side, and meron syempre yung business side.
Yes, exactly. Oo. Kasi yun naman yung challenge na if you really want to have a successful startup, dapat ang composition ng team mo is diverse. Hindi yung pare-pareho kayo ng skill set. Otherwise, if you encounter the problem, how would you know how to solve it?
And sir, I just noticed yung logo nga ng Adventures na rocket ship pala.
Yes,
so ternong-terno sa
it's a rocket
sa aerospace.
Ship. Yes.
Although rocket din naman kasi ang ginagamit for startups. Kasi
yes,
parang
exactly.
launching and parang when you think of startups, parang malayo ang vision.
Yes. Pero kami, talagang rocket
aerospace talaga.
namin. Ang banner program namin is Aerospace Technology and Robotics Application for Agriculture, Environment, and Security.
Na technology-based.
Yes, technology-based yun.
And kaya pala dito sa banner natin sa likod, when I was reading it kanina, and when I introduced si Adventures, talaga naka-specify na Technology Business Incubator and Innovation Hub kasi really mixing business and entrepreneurship with innovation.
Yes, exactly. Now, so that's the nature of Adventures Innovation Center.
Now, sir, let's talk about the startups that you incubate and you will still be incubating here. Maybe dito muna sa office or like how you provide benefits for them. So ano nga ba yung parang makakuhang mga perks or benefits, maybe mentorship, networks ng mga startups or ng mga businesses when they choose to be incubated here?
Okay. So, yun nga, diba? One of the core programs of the Adventures Innovation Center is our incubation program, which we launched actually last week lang namin. Nilaunch ang incubation program. Kasi nga, we're comparing it to the other TBIs here in Davao City, we're one of the newest TBIs here. So, but that also gave us an opportunity to look at how we should do things a little bit differently, I should say. Not the usual way of how we can do business incubation or startup incubation.
The innovation hub.
Yes, parang ganon. Exactly. I like how you phrase that. No, so yun. So the Ascend incubation programs, basically the 6-month incubation program that we have or that we're rolling out now, wherein we are now onboarding incubate startups. That would undergo. Most of the startups kasi na lumapit sa amin, like last week we were very hectic last week. Mostly may mga ideas na sila or some of them even have already startups, not necessarily here in the Philippines but in other countries, but they want to do it here as well.
Why, sir? Bakit daw?
Kasi nga, ang nila is nakita nila one of the areas is application of aerospace technology to, let's say, agriculture. Which they have seen or they have worked in other countries, like I think in Europe nagawa na nila. But then iba kasi ang crops din sa Europe sa crops na nandito sa atin. So yun yung gusto nilang makita kung paano yun. So that in the whole 6 months, it starts from ideation, even the mindsetting. Yun yung kasi as a scientist, yun din ang challenge sa amin na hindi business oriented talaga ang mga scientists, diba? So mindsetting, the technopreneurship mindsetting, and then looking at ano ba yung problem that you would want to solve through the use of technology, and then coming up with a viable, of course, the MVP and but apart from that, of course, we also give the part of the second half is more on the I should say the hard part of startup is the business registration, compliance, legal compliance, financial compliance, mahuli ka ng bayad sa BIR ng forms mo, good luck, di ba? May penalties ka agad. And then ensuring, of course, na after beyond the incubation program, you're going to be successful because you're going to be linked or with other, let's say, with potential investors, potential venture capital or even accelerators lang or yan. So ang goal talaga is kumbaga hindi lang about pitching, 'di ba? Usually, but really to make it as a successful business venture talaga. So yun yung challenge.
Will there be a demo day, sir?
We're looking into that, pero we want to do it nga. As I said, we want to do it a little bit differently, but we want to innovate on how we can do a demo day or a pitch, yung pitching company. We don't want na parang basta mo lang mag-pitch for the sake of pitching, but rather you pitch because there's a purpose to the pitching that you really want to to make your business successful. So, yun yung So, apart from, siyempre, if you're one of the startups incubated here, you have the full backing of the Ateneo de Davao University. That means if there are things that you would need, particularly access to laboratories like the aerospace laboratory, the robotics laboratory, our CREATE, Renewable Energy Center, our School of Business and Governance, even our School of Law. So you have the expertise, the experts from Ateneo de Davao who can help you, or at least we can guide you to talk to particular people that can help you make your business venture or startup venture much more successful.
Actually, sir, that's a very good point that you mentioned kasi I think yun din yung strength ng mga TBI, ng mga incubators na attached sa mga universities.
Exactly.
Kasi you actually gain access to the scientists, to the experts on that particular field. And especially if your startup is like in aerospace, na medyo bago, medyo, medyo innovative din, lalo na in the Philippines, So, talagang hindi naman, it's not easy to find experts in that field all around the country or even all around the world. So, I think when you join like an incubator like this, for me, that's the number one perk you'll get, really. Access to the labs and the experts, actually.
The facilities.
So
that's why even, for example, may mga startup incubator, mga TBIs na based in Manila or in Luzon, magtatanong sa akin. So sabi, pwede nyo ba kami tulungan? Ikaw incubate to. Kasi nasa amin yung expertise kasi medyo related halimbawa sa use of drones, for example. So that's something that we have in our expertise. Kasi tinuturo namin sa students yun. Yung mga ganon. So yun yung advantage of having a TBI that is much more, kumbaga, yes, it's challenging. I should say it's really challenging kasi nga, it's something different, something new. But it also opens up a whole different universe, kumbaga, na meron palang mga ganitong applications.
Yeah, and that's super nice, na parang ito talaga yung niche siya ng ADTO somehow, specialty siya ng Ateneo de Davao, and specialty din siya nung incubator.
Yes, so minatch lang namin. So now we have, for example, in our robotics engineering, they're using the application of robotics engineering now to let's say to farming, to agricultural farming, to even areas like medical robotics, for example. So these are areas na normally parang, paano yan? Paano gagawin? But we see the potential in it as well.
Oh, wow. Speaking of that pala, sir, so yung mga lumalapit sa inyo or yung mga magpapa-incubate, should they be like, okay lang ba yung idea stage pa, or should they at least have like a prototype na? So parang, what stage do you onboard for incubation?
Okay. In our incubation program, which is rolling incubation, by the way, hindi kami nag-open
cohort.
Hindi kami cohort
so
based.
Anytime
They can come in. Kasi nga, yun yung nakita rin namin na, because
agree, sir.
Kailangan, anytime the idea can pop up.
Yes,
diba? So why would you wait for the next call for
True,
cohorts?
sir, yes.
Diba? So we do a rolling onboarding. But we also assess muna kung tingnan namin anong stage ka na ba, kung kung halimbawa nasa ideation phase ka pa lang tapos medyo marami ka pang R&D na kailangan gawin, we would advise minsan na teka, hindi pa right for incubation yan. Gawin mo muna tong mga ganitong kulang, then pag okay na yan, then you can onboard you kasi ito yung mga otherwise kasi matatagalan ka rin. Ganun din babalik ka pa rin dun sa part na yan. Or sometimes naman, nasa advanced stage na sila, na parang, accelerator na parang kailangan mo. Diba? Hindi na to. Pero sige, you'll just undergo this parang as a matter of compliance, pero mag-focus tayo dito sa latter part kasi ito yung mas kailangan mo na ngayon at your stage of your startup, at the state of the startup. So, it really matters. It really varies, no, kung paano yung magiging onboarding.
Much talaga, sir. And sige, sir, just to be specific, so how can a startup know, or how can an inventor, an innovator know if sakto ba siya for incubation?
Okay. So, usually naman, pag ang nakikita namin, marami kasi na parang, we have this idea, diba? What do we want to do? Sometimes, and I see this even sa mga students ko na parang, uy, they have a very good idea. But in order to achieve this, parang may kulang ka pang mga research and development, diba? So, parang, so yun yung kailangan, and it's challenge talaga siya, especially in a very technical field like aerospace and robotics, na minsan titingnan mo, ito kulang pa rin siya, for example, pero pwede na. Pwede ka na you can do what is lacking during the incubation program itself. Pero if it's something that would take time, let's say it would take you another 6 months worth of R&D or even more, we would advise na, okay, R&D mo muna. But if it's something that is you can accomplish, let's say, in less than 6 months, na yung missing component na yon, then yes, you can do that during the onboarding phase na or during the incubation program itself.
And the goal ba, sir, is after incubation, kumbaga, commercialized or parang to help them find markets then, to help them get traction. Yun ba, sir, parang goal dito na for their invention or their innovation to turn it into a business while on that incubation period?
Yes, that's the goal na dapat at the end of, as much as possible, we're not requiring naman. We know, as a startup founder in my past life, I would know how difficult it is. But the goal is really by the end of the 6-month program, you already have the business registered. It's already operational talaga. Pwedeng medyo kulang pa sa funds, but at least we're going to network you as well, or link you with potential founders or potential funders, potential capitalist venture VCs na pwedeng mag-fund, or even other modes like crowdsourcing or crowdfunding, for example.
Although I think that's for acceleration na din yung parang yung more funding pa to accelerate pa talaga.
Yes, so linking them to the accelerators, yun yung isang and that's also, I should say, that's also the advantage na the Ateneo de Davao as a university, as one of the premier universities in Mindanao, also has that network of alumni. Diba? So Ateneo de Davao recently celebrated its 75th year. I think 76 na kami ngayon. So imagine the alumni network that you have in that time na you can tap, and that's also one of the things that we're tapping as an Adventures Innovation Center.
That's another big perk.
Yes.
Sir, just to get a clearer picture, no? Kasi basically ako, I'm not that familiar with aerospace. So, and parang on Adventures as an incubator. So, what kind of startups, what exactly parang technology should they have for them to be, kumbaga, pasok sa parang niche nung aerospace and robotics?
Okay.
And, yes, sir, ano ba aerospace?
Okay. So, just to simplify, no? When you talk about aerospace, mas familiar kasi dito sa Philippines yung aeronautical engineering. But when you look at as a field, that's just one half of aerospace engineering. Kasi in aerospace engineering, we cover both air, everything that happens within the atmosphere, and anything that happens outside of the atmosphere.
Air and space pala
Air and space talaga siya.
Okay.
So as the name implies, it's both air and space. So when you talk about aviation, nandyan yung planes, nandyan yung drones,
so kasama yun.
nandyan ang weather balloons. So anything that's within the atmosphere. So when you talk about space naman, that's where you have rockets, that's where you have satellites, and the applications of satellites. And so it's the application of all these kinds of technology. So it can be on what we call the upstream side, let's say on the manufacturing of satellites, the manufacturing of drones, the manufacturing of aircrafts, the manufacturing of rockets, or it can be on the downstream side, which is on the application. How do you use drones, let's say, for precision agriculture? How do you use satellites for environmental monitoring or security monitoring and so on? Or how do you develop new data sources that can using images, let's say coming from drones and satellites, you can suddenly have parang a dashboard of security or dashboard of what's the status now of, let's say, of the agriculture of the whole Philippines, weather. So that's why it's a very broad field actually. Very malawak talaga yung applications niya. And that for us is the exciting and challenging part, because there are a lot of innovations that we can do. Let's say even the use of indigenous materials for aviation applications or space applications. No, wala pang gumagawa na ganun. Then that's something that we're developing as well right now.
Very exciting field nga sir. Lalo na ngayon, medyo sikat ang mga drones ngayon, ang
Yes,
paggamit ng mga
oo.
drones. I mean,
Oo.
sumikat siya kasi sa mga picture cameras.
Yes.
Pero actually, napakalaki
Pero
ng pwede
maraming
niyang maging.
application siya,
I think
diba?
with agriculture nga, parang meron naman nakikita mga ibang innovations
Yes,
using drones
oo.
eh.
So some of them you can already have na parang off the shelf. Some of them you still need to develop. Let's say when you
Yes.
talk about flying drones for large plantations, which we have a lot here in Mindanao.
Actually,
Diba?
yes.
So, kung malaki yung plantation mo, hindi kaya yan ng usual quadcopter na drone mo na nabibili mo off the shelf. So, you need to have another kind of drone that can, let's say, fly for 2-3 hours.
Yes, and,
And
yung
then-
precision.
And precision
Yes,
agriculture, diba? So, we've done that previously in one of my works na feasible talaga siya. You can as far as 10 kilometers away from 20 kilometers from the plantation, di ba? Kung malawak kasi yung plantation mo, you're talking of thousands of hectares. Malaki talaga yung coverage na kaya niya.
Actually, now I'm really excited about this. Lalo na nga sir sa Mindanao kasi Mindanao is a very very rich agricultural land
Yes,
actually and promising kung mahalo ang agriculture with this kind of technology
Yes.
kasi really boom ito.
then you also have the side of environmental monitoring. Diba? Usually naman kasi when you talk about drones and satellites can give you the big picture. Diba? Kasi you cover a much larger area.
Mas malayo sila.
Yes, so but then if you have drones, ito na yung mas higher precision ngayon, mas maganda na yung images na makuha. But you can also go to areas that normally poses risk to security, for example. Kasi like I can fly a drone in a secure location, but it's flying somewhere that, let's say, inaccessible in another island, for example. So yun, and also the applications of robotics, let's say, for rapid image processing na halimbawa rapid scanning of produce na alin ba dito sa produce na to yung bulok na kailangan mo nang tanggalin. Diba? Para makita mo na, ay, okay, para hindi na to masama, alisin na to. Diba? So, and then, automation of post-harvest processes. So, which is something, for example, we do in cacao, in coffee as well. So, these are just some of the applications that we have or that we are looking towards in here at Adventures Innovation Center.
Grabe. Actually, I'm being inspired right now kasi, I mean, these are very helpful technological innovations and kumbaga, it will transform It will also help farmers. Farms have more yield and kumbaga to make our farmers richer.
Yes, increasing the efficiency.
Efficiency, mechanization and automation nga ng farming labor.
Yes.
But sir, going back to startups so you mentioned kanina na meron kayong mga in-onboard na siguro sir just to get a picture nga rin on yung mismong startups or maybe yun ba yung mga nabanggit na sir na parang what kind of startups?
Some of them. Yun na yun.
So parang really applying aerospace, drones, satellite technology to agriculture, environmental,
Yes,
etc. But sir, if baka may interesado pa, baka may nakikinig nito, maybe
Okay.
from Mindanao,
Ang
from
isang
Luzon.
maganda kasi ring na application is improving the kind of, let's say, materials that we use for aviation. So yan yung mga tinitingnan namin na can we use indigenous composite materials?
Like ano ba yun sir?
Like for example, mga natural fibers versus carbon fiber or fiberglass. Usually kasi sa aviation, yan yung ginagamit, diba? Improving the supply chain, of course. Let's say the process na parang yung farm to table natin, paano ba gagawing efficient yun through the use of automation or through the use of, for example, logistics tracking. Na matratrack mo talaga saang farm nang gagaling, halimbawa yung mga produce na or mga kinakain.
Maganda yung mga
yan.
Yes,
For that, we can work with other TBI. I know one TBI that actually specializes on that. So we can work on that of particular application for agriculture and then for environmental monitoring as well, diba? So coastal monitoring natin
and
so on. So marami talagang potential application. Yun nga lang, dahil nga hindi siya masyadong kilala hindi siya known as an area. Most people don't realize how vast the applications are for this particular field. That's why we chose that specific banner program on the use of aerospace and robotics.
And I think part din sir dito ng job ninyo is kumbaga yung making more people know about this technology rin talaga.
Na the technology kasi is here.
There
diba? So it would be parang sayang naman if we're not going to use technology if it's something that can help our fellow Filipinos.
Yes. Now sir, kung mayroong interesado dyan na innovator or inventor, actually I know some in Luzon who I think are very fit here. So
I'm from Luzon before.
Yes, sir. Yes, I want to ask actually sir more about that. But ayun sir, if mayroong nakikinig nito na interesado magpa-incubate, so paano nga ba sila lalapit sa inyo?
Okay, actually it's a very simple process lang. No? We try to simplify it as much as possible. Just send us a letter of intent na simple stating your background, who are yung kayo as a startup founders, ano yung idea nyo, and then just send it to address it to me as a director of Adventures Innovation Center, and then email lang at adventures, addventures@adu.edu.ph, and then we'll take it from there. So we might have to do an interview with you just to really assess kung anong stage na ba, and para lang kumbaga mas tailor fit din sa kanila yung saang stage ka na ba dapat. Hindi siya yung parang yes, the program is the same, but we might insert you at certain stages na mas appropriate pa kesa dun sa magdadaan kayo tapos na kami dyan.
Actually, sir, that's also
sayang lang yung effort.
Yes, sir, that's also an innovation na talagang kung ano yung kailangan, yun yung bibigay nyo.
Yes,
kung ano yung kailangan nila. And ayun,
so it's a very simple process. It's just one email with the letter addressed to myself and email lang, and then that's it. That starts, and then we'll let you know kung kailan yung start ng official onboarding.
I'll also refer yung mga alam kong startups na I think fit dito.
Sige. As I said, we're open to everyone. Kaya one of the reasons why we're situated right outside of the campus.
Kita nga yung mga jeep na dumadaan.
Kita yung jeep dito. Kasi nga, napansin din namin na if it's a university-based startup and then it's inside the campus, hindi siya ganun kumbaga, encouraging or for outsiders na makipag-collaborate. Kasi sometimes ang campus ang hirap pumasok, di ba? May security protocols.
Yes.
But here, we're right outside the main Rojas gate main gate of Ateneo de Davao. Right outside dito is the Rojas Night Market.
The night market.
Diba? So it mas encouraging or I see mas
visible actually.
Mas visible siya, mas encouraging, and kumbaga mas makikita na open talaga siya kasi anyone can just drop by, which so we sometimes have naman
mga curious lang, napadaan lang.
Napadaan lang. Diba? Ganun. Uy, magkaroon ako ng idea. And then the space is designed to be a co-working space, but at the same time, a functional na, kaya ka mapapansin nyo dito sa office namin, basically, everything is movable. So, walang permanent desks na nakalagay kung saan. Kasi, we adjust the configuration based on the need. Like for example,
innovation.
If it's like ito, yung ganitong setup, we usually use this for our fireside chats. Diba? Pero pag halimbawa mas maraming work, kailangan dyan yung mga 3D printers nakalagay and so on. So we can move sometimes yung desk nandito, diba? So yun talaga na it's a very
flexible,
something you can mold to the demand of the event or the activity.
These are some these are details, but actually they form the culture nga, and as you said kanina, how you want to innovate pa. How innovation centers deliver their service.
Diba? Kaya kita mo parang essentially it's a blank slate that you can write whatever you want to write na ano.
Is payroll processing taking too much of your time? Introducing Sprout Payroll Starter. For as low as 5,000 pesos per month, you get a team of experts to help you with your payroll and HR needs. We'll help compute and process payroll, handle all your government compliance requirements, and automate timekeeping. Leave the payroll to us so you can focus on growing your business. Enjoy peace of mind with Sprout Payroll Starter. Trust the digital future with Twala. Secure and tamper-proof digital signature. Electronic notarization service. And custom AI agents for intelligent document workflows. Visit twala.io to learn more. In today's digital world, your organization needs more than just technology. It needs a strategic partner.
At Symph, we build web and mobile apps that drive innovation for startups, enterprises, and organizations worldwide. Visit symph.co today.
Protect your assets from bugs before bad hackers exploit them. And launch your products seamlessly with Secuna, your trusted partner in cybersecurity. Receive reports in real time and work with security experts to find bugs in your products before others do. Let's make your security our priority.
Running a business? Make it smarter with Red Circle Global. Streamline operations, boost productivity, and manage everything in one powerful ERP system. Book your free business demo today at redcircleglobal.com. Guided by one of our top experts.
Ayun, sir. Now, yung story behind Adventures. So, nag-start ito, sir, last year lang.
Last year. Officially, we started last year. But then the preparations for that came about a year or two
2023
before.
pa.
2022.
And sir, siguro yung background, sir, kasi you're from Luzon, not initially from Davao.
Yeah.
And I think your background, sir, is physics. Ano,
Yes,
or,
I applied
sir,
physics.
Maybe, can you share a bit of your background, sir? And how did you, paano kayo naging director nitong
Sige.
Adventures Innovation Center?
So, no, just a background. By training, by profession, I'm an astrophysicist.
Oh.
So, ilan lang ba kami? Parang mga 3, 4 lang kami sa
Wow.
Pilipinas na astrophysicist talaga. And when I came back, I think 2011.
Sa Philippines.
I used to be affiliated with UP Los Baños.
Okay.
So, taga Los Baños talaga ako. Los Baños, Laguna. So, that's where I took my undergrad in applied physics. But then I took my master's as well in UP Diliman. And then I took my PhD abroad in Japan. In Tsukuba, University of Tsukuba in Japan.
Anong course, sir? Astrophysics?
Astrophysics yun. Computation, specifically computational astrophysics.
I think I know. Yes. Okay.
No. So, massive star formation, yung mga ganyan, radiation, hydrodynamics, and all that. So, parang, something na very, literally and figuratively out of this world. yung topic na yun. So, when I came back in 2011, I was working with UPLB. But then, in 2013, I left UPLB to create actually my own startup, my own Regulus Space Tech. So, I think that's the first Filipino space startup.
Oh, that's very early,
that's 2013.
Grabe,
that's 12 years ago. Diba? So, kasi nga, nakita ko na yung direction na dapat i-partake ng Philippines. But, I think for that particular startup, one of the biggest outputs of that startup is that I used the startup as a vehicle to legislate Republic Act 11363. Which is the Philippine Space Act that created the Philippine Space Agency.
Yes.
And so it's actually a startup that gave birth
Wow.
to the Philippine Space Agency.
Yung palang story nun.
And the Philippine Space Development and Utilization Policy. So yun yung ano. But then, of course, apart from that, we were doing other works on education, on technology. We do some research projects as well with DOST
With
and
the
other
government, sir, or may private din kayo?
May government, may private,
Okay.
may sometimes military.
Yes.
Of course, when you talk about aerospace technology,
Yes,
it's a dual-use application.
Yes,
diba? Meron siyang civilian side, may military
Yes.
side. And we cannot avoid the military
Yes.
side as well. So, yun. And then, that's why I know by heart gaano kahirap magtayo ng isang startup and mag-operate ng isang... Actually, madaling magtayo. Mahirap mag-operate.
Mahirap mabuhay.
Mahirap mabuhay, di ba? So, ensuring that your startup will survive the next year or how much runway do you have left? Yun yung challenge. So I did that until 2019, 2020, and then when 2020 came here, I moved here to Ateneo de Davao. Kasi nga, I was also one of the reasons why Ateneo de Davao has an aerospace engineering program. Kasi ako yung nag-convince
Wala
noon.
pa, sir.
Wala, it started in 2018 kasi. So kasi nakita ako naman on the grand scale na okay, the Philippines is going to need a pool of people. Saan ako kukuha ngayon ng marunong dito? Capacity building essentially.
Yes.
So there has to be a university that has to cater to that. And yun. And then kasi nga kami yung naglalabi ng program ng space agency before. We already know what role Mindanao will play in the grand scheme of things, so to speak.
Sige, sir. Can you expand on that?
We'll go to that later.
Sige,
That's a whole different podcast
okay, sir. Sige.
na marami yan. So that's why I convinced before si Father Tabora to institute an aerospace engineering program. Then I came on board 2020. to handle the program. It was already in operation for 2 years now at that time, by that time. And then I worked on Access Mindanao, which is another center here, using satellite technology to provide connectivity to remote and isolated areas of Mindanao, which is marami dito. And then 2022, Father Joel asked me if I can help in pushing the proposal for the Adventures Innovation Center. So as someone who has done DOST project, familiar na ako sa process ng ganon. So that's why the task was given to me to take the helm of the proposal and ensure that it gets approved by alam naman natin gano'n kahirap pa-approve ng government research projects. We've all been there. So yun. So fortunately, with the help of the team, meron kaming core group. But then prior to the core group, we did a lot of stakeholder consultation with the different units of the university. Parang monthly nagmi-meet kami dyan to come up with the concept of Adventures Innovation Center. And then eventually na-approve naman siya, and then that's why we're here. We launched this particular office February lang.
This year, bago.
Lang.
3 months mga 3 or 4 months lang.
So February 24 namin ni-launch to. So a lot of the regional directors were here, and so bago pa lang talaga siya na facility.
Just to clarify lang, sir, itong si Adventures, what was like the rationale? Also part pa siya ng capacity building, or I mean, really Ateneo wants to have like an innovation center?
When you look at the previous vision and mission of the university kasi of Ateneo de Davao, nakalagay talaga kasi doon that Ateneo de Davao wants to instill a culture of technopreneurship and equitable wealth distribution. So it's really inherent in the vision mission of the university to have an innovation center that would really help create wealth, not just create wealth, but ensure the equitable distribution of wealth throughout Mindanao, not just Davao region, but the rest of Mindanao. So yun yung reason bakit we exist. Kasi nga, we really want to help address the problems that we have through the use of technologies. But you can only do that if you have you have the technology and you have the collaborations as well.
Those are actually two very good things, technopreneurship, and actually that's the innovation culture din. Kasi I think ang importance ng innovation and ng technopreneurship or ng technology, lalo na for the Philippines as a developing country, is para makasabay tayo sa kung ano bang manangyayari out there. And of course, equitable wealth distribution, kasi kailangan sabay-sabay tayong aangat. Hindi pwedeng may technology nga pero may mga naiiwan naman. So I think that's also important.
We want to have that inclusivity in the things that we do, which is inherent also in the ethos of the university.
Now, sir, kanina you mentioned about Mindanao, and siguro actually what I want to ask lang, siguro sir, simplihan lang natin ngayon. Ano lang siguro, sir, maybe not really, well, siguro in the context of aerospace nga, pero also in the context of startups, of innovation, of like emerging technologies. Kamusta, sir, ang Davao siguro? Tsaka, well, sige, the rest of Mindanao on that.
Okay. Siguro kasi when you talk about startups, minsan hindi na naisip na, kasama pa lang Mindanao dito sa ano na to, di ba? Pero when you look at the rankings of innovative cities, for example, in the Philippines, of course, number 1 is Metro Manila is there.
Diba? Doon ng capital, Marami ng foreign capital.
Nandun na yun, di ba? Number 2 is Cebu.
Yes,
number 2 is Cebu. And then last year, number 3 was Cagayan de Oro, which is here in Mindanao. And then Davao is number 4. But this year, I think a couple of weeks ago, lumabas yung bagong ranking. Davao is now number 3. Diba? So it means that there's a growing startup ecosystem, the startup culture in Davao. Primarily, I should say that the university-based TBIs played a very crucial role in that, because just in Davao City alone, we have like what, 7 TBIs, diba? In one city, diba? You don't see that much concentration apart from us. There are other universities here. Some of them are, kumbaga tawag namin, mga OGs, mga OGs sa startup scene. Yun. And then in Davao region, we have another one in Davao del Norte. So dun makikita na marami talagang maraming innovations na nagawa. Most of them are IT based. But we're looking at there are other potential areas that we have to look into. So siguro that kind of the increase, the moving up of the ranking is also a testament to how the culture here in Davao region is becoming much more innovative. Na yes, we're growing. I should say we're growing in terms of the startup culture, startup scene. There are still things that are lacking, as I should say. For example, medyo kulang pa kami when it comes to access to accelerators. Kasi most of the accelerators are based in Manila.
Investors din.
Investors, diba? But then we have also a lot of agriculture here. Diba? The big farms are here and so on. I remember when I was still in Japan, nakikita ko yung mga saging na binibili ko sa supermarket. Uy, galing Pilipinas to. Galing Davao lang to. Kasi yun yung market doon, diba? So siguro yun. But then it's also a good thing that the different universities here have also their own niche areas, diba? So it's more of parang collaboration with the different university-based TBIs na while yes, in a way we compete with each other, but we also help each other. Healthy competition. Kasi alam namin ng kanya-kanyang expertise ng bawat university. And it's sort of making that kind of ecosystem thrive, not just survive, but thrive as well. Is, I think, one of the goals. And then we have the local ordinances as well. The local ordinance, there's an innovation ordinance by Davao City that can help propel or help foster the startup culture here in the city. So yun yung it's an interplay. Yun nga, no one is an island, diba? So we have to work all together to make it.
And it really takes an ecosystem nga to push to build the startups. But sir,
that's true.
just to add on that lang innovators, I think rising din ang innovation culture dito with the help of yung mga tao mismo and yung government. And then the access to accelerators, I think dumadami rin kasi I think may mga investors na rin dito.
Yeah, paunti-unti.
But sir, may isa pa actually na very big part of the ecosystem yung consumers.
Yes.
Now, especially siguro sir yung farmers sa Mindanao. Ang question ko sir is, what do you think about like the reception to innovations, to new technology? Do you think receptive ba? Kamusta sir?
Actually, that's a challenge that is not new. That's an issue as someone from UPLB. I know that very well na even before yung sa mechanization pa lang, diba, agricultural mechanization, ang dami ng resistance ngayon. Now you're introducing newer technology or introducing drones. Diba? Parang most of our farmers, I wouldn't say na ayaw nila, but it's more of because they're used to the culture, the tradition, the traditional way of doing it. But then at the end of the day, it's really about yes, you can give the technology, but I should say that it should not just be giving the technology, but also educating the farmers, taking time to ensure that they understand so that they themselves would have ownership of that technology.
And they would want
it. Hindi yung parang darating sa isang farm, i-impose mo na ganito dapat, and then iiwan na, diba? We've seen that work in Access Mindanao na whenever we go to, and this is a separate center that I run, whenever we go to a particular area, we take time to do what we call social preparation. So dito yun, ini-educate mo yung, especially when you work with indigenous communities, with our Muslim brothers in BARM, yun. So, ina-explain talaga namin ano ba talaga yung technology, how can it help you. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes a lot of effort. But at the end of the day, it ensures also the long-term sustainability. Kasi sila mismo yung end user. I wouldn't say na farmers lang, but basically it's the end user that's going to, kumbaga sila mismo yung, uy, gusto ko to. Gagamitin ko to. Kasi nakita ko yung magiging application nito. Hindi yung basta magbibigay lang ng technology, iiwan, picture tayo dyan. Iiwan, and then that's it. Diba? Without educating the farmer, paano, or the end user, paano ba to gagamitin? Para saan ba to? At ano yung magiging benefit? It's ensuring that the end user has ownership of whatever technology or that you would want to implement would help it also make it more sustainable and long lasting.
Yes, that's actually a very important word. Ownership for the consumers to have the ownership of the technology that they will be using. So grabe rin talagang ang laki ng role and responsibility ng mga startups. It's not just innovation, it's really kumbaga paglatag ng kinabukasan para kumbaga hindi mo lang binibigay, hindi mo lang pinupush nga. Really making it work, making it happen. Sustainability nga na talagang yung consumers, they really adapt the new technology that you introduce to them.
Minsan sila pa yung magsasabi sa ay, ito yung kailangan ko.
Yes.
Yun din ang isang importante na makita natin na whenever we have solutions such as this, it's not just imposing the technology. Ang nangyayari kasi is we have the solution or we have the technology. Let's find a problem that can solve this or that would need this for yun yung usual. We all know that. Pero dito, we'll try to do the reverse approach na which is I think much more proper. I've seen that even in my own startup na kausapin muna ano ba yung end user, ano ba yung kailangan nyo talaga. And then be much more open-minded on what solution they would need para mas ma-ensure mo na yung ibibigay na solution sa kanila is really what they need and not something na tangential yung pangailangan or konti lang yung magiging effect sa kanila.
So know their problem.
Yes.
And then,
I think that's basic naman in startup. We as startup founders alam natin yung mga ganun. Minsan hindi lang nakakalimutan lang natin.
Kasi na-in-love tayo masyado sa product natin.
Yes. So parang nagkakaroon tayo ng personal bias. Hindi okay itong project na to. Which is something I say na even before na when you talk about satellite technology, sometimes we have the notion na satellites can solve everything. That's not true. Merong limitations din ng satellite technology.
Pero I think ang ganda as a startup founder for those startup founders, parang ang fulfilling din if you find the fit nga na fit mo talaga ang drones, ang satellites, ang robotics to what the end users really want or need actually.
Yeah, matrabaho siya pero yun, fulfilling siya na makita mo talagang ginagamit siya in the way that it should be.
Ayun, sir. So future plans, sir, ni Adventures. Ano nga ba ang mangyayari pa in the future? So, sir, rolling yung parang pagkuha ng pag-incubate ng mga startups. But ano ba yung parang maybe some plans nito maybe in a few years?
Okay. So, just last week, we finished our caravan. So, we went around Davao region, not to the different Davao provinces, to the different universities na wala pang TBI, for example. Diba? Because as I said, the Adventures Innovation Center is open to everyone. So it's already us going to them na bringing that we have this. Let us know how we can help you, diba? So we have that caravan, and we'll see if we can roll that out in Mindanao and other areas. But then we already have the network of TBIs as well that we can work with. We're coming up with a series of events. We have regular events or monthly events na open to anyone. It's just go here. We announce it on our Facebook page as well. And then matching the technical people with the business people. That's I think one of the challenge, diba? Na I've seen instances na the technology is very good pero no idea on how to make it a business. And then the business people would say, let's make this let's use this technology as a business, pero alam mo naman as a technical parang medyo malabo yan.
It's not feasible.
Kaya yan.
Not technologically feasible.
Yes, so diba? So yun yung so having that kind of and fostering those kinds of events as well. Yun. So that's and really the institutionalization of the ensuring the long-term sustainability of the center. That's one of our challenges because we've seen a lot of times na the TBI dies out because of lack of sustainability. So yun talaga yung I think that goes with any TBI na challenge talaga yung ganun.
I think it's as a podcaster na naka-interview na and nakapag-research na ng mga TBIs, really for me TBIs are also like startups kasi you're also designing a business model, kumbaga a sustainability model, and ayun kumbaga promoting innovation. So you also have to think of paano nga ba mabubuhay si TBI or si incubator in the long run.
Yes, so parang you're that as a TBI you have a startup that wherein that startup's goal is to create
So,
other startups.
yes, actually.
Diba? So yun yung
Oh.
process na yun yung process na ganyan. So I think so we're relatively new, but we learn also from the
Yes.
experience of other TBI. So every now and then when we meet,
Mm-mm.
parang sharing notes, best practices on
Yes.
how to run it.
Mm-mm.
Even for us, we share our own practices
Yes.
kasi we already had several institutions come here as kahit bago pa kami, may mga nagbe-benchmark na rin sa amin na mga institutions na how did you do it? Kasi iba rin ang challenge kasi pag State University and College ka, SUC. Iba rin ang challenge pag private higher
Actually,
education
yes, sir.
institute
True, yes,
institution
sir.
ka.
True,
So,
sir, true.
yun. As someone who came from an from an SUC and then went now to I saw the strengths and weaknesses of both.
And siguro, sir, just to add lang, no, kasi startups, a lot of startups fail. And also, similarly, some incubators do not really go. I mean, actually, a lot of incubators, they really become strong, But I think sa overall grand scheme nito, especially, for example, with incubators, I think part din naman talaga ng kumbaga, startups are experimentations din.
Yes,
And I think incubators din are like, kumbaga, an ongoing process.
It's an evolving process,
It's
a dynamic process. Hindi siya dapat dahil ito yung nagawa, ito na lang ang gagawin.
Yes,
it has to evolve as
and yun
well.
nga, sir, as you mentioned, you actually learn from each other,
Yes,
like the best practices. And I think parang part din naman in the OSTs, parang plan yun na parang to install a lot of incubators all around the country, and for everyone to learn from each other. And I think meron mga mag-fail, meron mga mag-succeed. I think overall it's still a big success for everyone and for the entire startup ecosystem ng bansa.
Totoo yun.
Ayun, sir. Grabe, napahaba ang ating usapan. Sorry, sir, for taking much of your time. But thank you very much, sir, Doc Sese, for sharing about your experiences and now building si Adventures Innovation Center.
Introducing Aim High. Smarter construction management starts here. Monitor costs and progress with real-time insights. Plan ahead and adapt with streamlined scheduling tools. Make data-driven decisions to avoid costly delays. Increase efficiency and profit with Aim High.
If our listeners, sir, baka meron nakikinig na gusto magpa-incubate or something, so how can they connect with you? Maybe, sir, you can lead them to the Facebook page, your website, or sir, yung inyong email. How can they contact you?
Sige. For those startup founders who have ideas, especially when you talk about the application of aerospace and robotics technology, please get in touch with us here at Adventures Innovation Center. So you can follow our Facebook page at just look for Adventures Innovation Center, or if you already have your own startup idea or on the process of creating your startup, just send us an email saying that you want to be one of our incubatees startups that we'll be incubating here to adventures, addventures at adu.edu.ph. And that's it. It's a very simple process because we want to help. Our goal is really to help the startups get their feet off the ground or launch them into infinity and beyond. To quote a very famous quote a very famous cartoon. But yeah, so as an incubatee of Adventures Innovation Center, that would have you would have the whole backing of the Ateneo de Davao University. So we'll help you bring your product into market, but also not just that, but mentoring, using the facilities. We have various facilities, not just here in Adventures, but also in the university. At the same time, having the network as well, linking you with the people who can help you build and grow your startup venture. So I'd like to thank everyone, and we look forward to hosting you here in Davao City, and follow us on Facebook.
Ayun, very exciting, very exciting. And thank you so much, Doc
Thank you,
Cesar, for
Jenny,
this
and
conversation.
for having us here in your podcast.
And sir, for having me here dito sa inyong office.
Yes, of course. Anytime you're welcome here.
Ayun, salamat,
so kung
sir.
for those who would want to, or here in Davao, Startup Founders, na mapadpad kayo dito, just drop by, and the doors of Adventures Innovation Center is open to everyone.
Ayun. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you sa mga nakinig. Salamat.
Thank you very much to our 60 patrons. This episode is super powered by AskLex PH Academy, our official e-learning partner with certifications on Lean Six Sigma, product management, data science, and more. Pixel by ePlayment. Turn content into opportunities and funds into real community with Pixel by ePlayment. Sign up now at pixel.eplayment.co. School of Profits, Filipino-led community for aspiring freelancers, VAs, agency builders, and online earners. Built to help you start, grow, and earn online together. Founders Launchpad, our ecosystem partner. Early stage accelerator providing venture capital funding, operational support, and mentorship. Hire BC Solutions, provider of the most configurable cloud-based payroll system in the Philippines. Agile Data Solutions, the Philippines' fastest growing market insights tech company with data gathering platform Hustle PH. Smile Checks, streamline hiring and onboarding with automated background checks. Cloud CFO, cloud accounting service provider for businesses ready to grow. Cloverly Tech, all-in-one digital platform for property developers. Paddy Diabetes, accessible and personalized diabetes self-management application. HKB Digital Services, tech-based business tools including payroll, ticketing, and loyalty rewards. Hyperstocks, digital banking enabler for rural and thrift banks. One CFO, CFO services, bookkeeping and tax and payroll processing for startups and small businesses. Unawa, driving digital transformation with secure, legally enforceable electronic signatures and robust AML compliance. School Tech, all-in-one AI integrated school and learning management system. Better Support, a Manila-based BPO company. They have a referral program for people who can bring in new clients. You might know a Western-based business that needs better support. Britanna, enterprise-grade ERP solution that fits a small and medium business budget. Wonder Brand, data science-driven brand strategy and design for emerging markets. East Point Business Outsourcing Services, one-stop shop for streamlined business solutions for MSMEs such as business registration, bookkeeping, and more. Doon, Philippines' first fully insured peer-to-peer car sharing marketplace. Divico Technologies Incorporated, IT solutions specializing in software development, blockchain smart contracts, digital wallets, and cybersecurity. Looking for buy and sell online with Sigurado sellers. NutriCoach, personalized nutrition and weight loss programs for you. This episode is powered by Lablog, Sugbodok, JIA Engineering Solutions, Algacon Aquafeeds 1 Alj, Grey Wolf Technologies Philippines, Pareto Consulting, Jure.ph, Big Giant Games, Pahatid PH, Wistless PH, Tech Tribe, Yay, Uplift Code Camp, Board Prep, Dohey Philippines, Edfolio, Hive Rooms, Kazam, CodeSham, Sirius MD. Support the podcast through the links in the description.